am devastated this week in the stock market as my dividend portfolio is down over $10,000 just in the last couple days alone, but I'll offer some clerical insight into my individual brokerage accounts with a combined value of around $360K this week as I desperately claw to take advantage of this discounted opportunity in the market, and I hope it persists because I like buying things when they're down, not when they're up. But Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, the guy we loved so much last year, is the guy destroying the markets this year. We're going to break down what happened today and why it's affecting the market, but I'm also going to give you some really cool drama from YouTube, baby. The finance space with Meet Kevin. Martin Shkreli, Pharma Bro. Do you remember him? He's been in jail for 5 years and now he's back on YouTube live streaming again, and there's some cool finance channels that are blowing up right now that you should probably be watching. If this is a conversation you can appreciate in return, I simply ask that you hit that like button, folks. But let's kick it off with the markets. What's going on with Jerome Powell first and foremost here, guys? Yes, the S&P 500 is down over 2%. Berkshire Hathaway is down over 1.5%. In Bitcoin crypto just tanking coming into this weekend. And it's all because of these little quotes from the Jerome Powell. He's just making a few statements here, but these statements hit close to home for everyone, I'm sure. But reducing inflation is likely to require a sustained period of below trend growth. Moreover, there will very likely be some softening of the labor market conditions, while higher interest rates, slower growth, and softer labor market conditions will bring down inflation. They will also bring some pain to households and businesses, Powell said in a speech kicking off the Jackson Hole Central Banking Conference in Wyoming. He also stated, "These are the unfortunate costs of reducing inflation, but a failure to restore price stability would mean far greater pain." And I have to 100% agree with him here, guys. You have to really take into consideration the crypto market, the leverage, and how that got pumped to the moon, the real estate market that was going to the moon with unsustainable growth, right? All of this is cushioning for a better market and a better ability to cost average in at better prices for us younger investors. I know this probably hinders the older boomer, retirees a little bit more, but this is always an opportunity just to continue buying your favorite assets here, folks, because that's what I'm always going to be doing. So I hope for a sustained flat line in the market or even some further downtrending moments, because like I said, I'm always buying. So Meet Kevin is leaving YouTube here, folks. Kinda-ish, not really, but he is starting a funding round for a company that he is taking public. Is very intriguing. So let's just listen to the highlight here, and I'm going to tell you what I find most interesting about this.
The very next video for me will be the launch announcement of that company. I owe it to myself, to my team, and everyone around me to give this launch of my real estate company the best start possible. And that means no more getting distracted on the internet. I expect it's going to be the best company to ever exist in the real estate space, beating Redfin, Zillow, Opendoor, Vacasa, short-term rental companies, hoteliers, or worse, syndications. My company will dominate all of these. And while I may make mistakes, I think you will all agree with me, there's no one who knows how to buy wedge deal real estate better than I do. And if you don't know what that means, it means taking advantage of bad information or processes in a market to get properties well below market value and explode equity and cash flow for the company and those who invest with me. Stay tuned.
Now, I actually signed up to whatever he's doing here, and I wish he offered some more clarity because it doesn't really determine this exact business. You can sign up. I just want to see the release of the business itself because he compares himself to a lot of platforms that help you find real estate, but he also says that he's going to be taking advantage of wedge deals. So is he actually buying real estate? He's trying to raise millions of dollars, and I don't know if he's looking at the individual market. Is he looking at building a program? Is he looking at retail housing? Is he looking at commercial, triple net lease? Why am I giving him money? He doesn't really clerically offer enough insight. So I'm very excited to see what his business model is and how it compares to things like Cardone Capital, Fundrise, and is it really worth investing into? Because I think he's doing the right thing. Because my biggest concern with Meet Kevin was how are you doing all this stuff successfully? It is incredibly hard to divvy up your focus and find real great success in every aspect of your life. So I'm glad that he's taking a break from social media to launch this stuff. But like I said, I'm really intrigued to see where that focus is going. And I'd love to know what you think about that in the comment section below. But we also have Martin Shkreli, Pharma Bro. My God, the history with this guy goes so far back for me, back to early day memes of him trying to talk people that were gambling with Apple, literally gambling their life savings off a cliff. This guy finally out of prison. If you've never seen the documentary on Netflix, go watch it, guys. Pharma Bro. He's live streaming even right now as I make this video. He's doing nonstop live streams. Really intriguing guy. I definitely recommend checking this out along with one other channel that I've recently been watching called Caleb Hammer. Caleb Hammer does actual individual finance breakdowns, similar to what I'm going to say Dave Ramsey does, but way more in depth. I love this guy right now. His channel's only been around for 2 months and he's blowing up. So I'm going to recommend that you check this channel out as well. But let's talk about my individual brokerage accounts. And before we do, I just want to shout out as well, if you are Canadian, guys, and you're looking to get more in-depth knowledge in the markets, go to investoriches.com. I've launched a whole suite of products, from tools, consult with me, portfolio and stock market courses, to affiliate marketing courses. If you want to support the channel, guys, I'm doing a 1 weekend discount of 50% off. So support the channel. Go check it out, investoriches.com. But what is going on with my own individual portfolios, guys? This is getting very convoluted, and I'm going to tell you why, because it's more related to my corporate accounts. But taking a look at the TFSA, first and foremost, it has pulled back. I am now red on my S&P 500 position, still pretty green on VDY. These positions are actually still doing substantially well, considering they are starting to pull back since the time I bought them. In VDY, these dividends are getting more concentrated and they're starting to pay higher monthly, which is really nice. So we're seeing that my monthly income here is sitting around $236. And then every quarter I'm getting a payment from VOO. Beautiful stuff in the TFSA, mostly all tax-free, right? Taking a look at my managed account, RioCan, Smart Centers, all sitting roughly flat for the week here. They're kind of been volatile, but they're not really doing too much. And again, I hold more VDY here. This account still dripping $161 a month. We're almost very close to $2,000 in annual dividends just in this managed account. This is my monthly dividend account. Anything I'm going to buy in here will always be monthly payers, and I want those higher yields. I'm not looking for as much growth out of this account, but I just like having immediate access to those reinvestable dividends. This is a fully taxed account, but my plan is to take those dividends and perhaps donate them at the end of the year to my RRSP, so that way I'm not paying any tax whatsoever. But in here, guys, we are getting a little bit hit on my SCHD position that I recently added to over, I think, in the last 3 months, and VYM. But everything, honestly, if I'm trying to complain, mostly holding index funds this week, this doing this pivot from individual stocks to these indexes, yeah, I shouldn't complain. There's like no volatility risk here whatsoever. I'm getting these wonderful dividend checks, guys. It's so hard to complain, when you're getting to the point where almost making like, $1,000 a month off really sustained long-term investments. But I am still looking at individual stocks. I am still buying things, some of these small cap companies I talked about over the last week, and I'm going to be updating you more on those in my corporate account when my corporate taxes are done. A devastating nightmare I have been dealing with the CRA, the Canadian Revenue Agency, guys, because someone screwed up my 2020 taxes. I was late filing my 2021 taxes. We're here in 2022 and I still haven't got my 2021 corporate taxes filed because I've been bouncing between 3 different corporate accountants. It's a freaking nightmare, but once it is finalized, it'll give me a full clerical idea of my cash position, how much more I can invest into some of these individual stocks, and how I can continue to expand my portfolios. But it's a big hindrance when you made a lot of money in 2021 and you don't know how much the government wants, because corporate finance is taxed very, very differently than individual taxes, right? But on top of that, because I filed so much personal income through 2021 here, guys, the government now wants me to pay quarterly installments on income I'm not even making in my personal name anymore. This is honestly like the most confusing and most times I've spent with the CRA on the phone than I ever have in my entire life. I hate it. It's annoying, but once it's finalized, I'm going to be doing a lot more in corporate finance, which, by the way, you can get more clerical insight on my corporate financing and how to build a corporate investment account in my courses at theinvestoriches.com. But on that note, folks, I pass the question off to you. I'd love to know what you think about all of this in that comment section below, but stay cool, stay awesome, and as always, I look forward to catching you in the next